家，谢谢大家，请坐，请坐。That's the end.
Katina Matei, Genesis 11, the Tower of Babel, Jehovah, you declared, let there be many languages, and indeed there are many languages. Tinakutenda Jehovah, tusamike mataura ndozvinoitika. Kune mimari makasika nyika mukaigura-gura, tikazotumidza mazita tikati Africa, America, Asia nezvimwe, nekuti ndimakakagura-gura. Zvino nhasi tine Zimbabwe neChina pano mashure memukatamidza mazita ine madhikleya kuti let there be many languages. Tinakutenda Jehovah. Mumashure mezvo makaipipa mascientists nemaengineers edu neuzivi kuti vagadzire ndege mari tigofambidzana, kuti vagadzire nema-TV nezvese mari tigoonawo zviri kuitwa kwevamwe, nepfungwa dzekuita mafoni kuti tirambe tichitambidzana masoko. Ndosaka tiri pano Mwari, nokuti makanaka uye ndozvamunoda kuti semarudzi tiungane muzita renyu tichifara uye tichipangidzana rudo.
Thank you very much. Let me welcome everyone to this moment in the Chinese Culture Day, HSK Graduation. Madam Principal, allow me to say more protocols there. Also ask you to give us your speech.
Thank you. Good afternoon to you all, ladies and gentlemen. The Director of Ceremonies, Mr. Matereke, our guest of honor, in absentia, Mrs. Zvanai, who is the Acting Director, Tertiary Education Programs, here represented by Mrs. Msada Izwa, Confucius Institute Directors, Dr. Mshangwe, and Professor Ugo, senior government officials, heads of primary schools here present, members of Morgan City College lecturing and non-lecturing staff, graduates, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my honor and pleasure to welcome you all to this special graduation ceremony. I thank you for coming here to Morgan City College to recognize and honor our graduates in the Chinese language. It is indeed a great honor for their achievements. Special welcome goes to our esteemed visitors who, despite their very tight schedule, they found it necessary to be with us this afternoon. Today's ceremony is one of the most special ones in that we have 49 students graduating in different levels of the Chinese language. The students enrolled with the Confucius Institute at the University of Zimbabwe, and they studied for the different levels of the Chinese language in which they succeeded. Assessment in the HSK proficiency included listening and speaking tests. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to share with you the statistics regarding our graduates. Out of 49 graduates, 19 received certificates in HSK Level 1, 28 in Level 2, and 2 in Level 3. 2 students are getting special certificates in Chinese speaking and listening. And we have also 5 of those students who are going to receive special awards from the Confucius Institute. This was indeed a great achievement, and I'm quite happy for you, our graduates. At present, we have 50 students in their first residential phase of the conventional program and are going to write HSK level sometime in June this year. To the graduates, ladies and gentlemen, let me say to all those who are graduating today, you are a special group to us as a college. You are the cream of Morgan Sintec College. You chose to go an extra mile and study the Chinese language despite the heavy load you have since you are out there in the schools doing your teaching practice. You have made the right choice by widening your language base. I am confident that all of you will make worthwhile contributions to the development of Zimbabwe's economy in view of the fact that Chinese has become one of the widest and fastest growing languages in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to take this opportunity to remind you graduates to continue to learn more Chinese and better yourselves. Success is a journey, not a destination. Receiving certificates today should only signal the long journey. These are only certificates in the basic levels of Chinese language, and one would wish that you proceed to China and study for the degree and postgraduate degree in the language. I sincerely invite you to continue your interest in the Confucius program, actively participate in the Institute's programs, and stay connected to the future programs. As a college, we are proud of you, and you will remain our ambassadors in Chinese language. Let me take this opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, once again, to give you just a brief background of this program. I am pleased to report that Morgan Sintec College has made significant progress in the Confucius program since its inception here in 2010. The University of Zimbabwe chose this college, and we are the only teachers college in the country which is offering lessons in the Chinese language. Intec 38 was the pioneer of the program, and this saw Mr. Anyway Tapera excelling in the Chinese language. I need you maybe to give him a round of applause once again. After successfully completing the HSK levels here in Zimbabwe, he went to China and studied the first degree and master's degree in the Chinese language. Mr. Tapera is now actively involved with Morgan Sintec College, where he teaches Chinese. The lessons are conducted on Wednesdays during club session and Friday afternoons. We are indeed indebted to him for his commitment and passion for Chinese language. As indicated earlier on, Morgan Sintec is the only teachers college mandated by the University of Zimbabwe to teach Chinese. This has been the refurbishment of a special classroom at college, which is used specifically for conducting Chinese lessons. We thank the Confucius Institute for that great support. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to thank the Confucius Institute for their support to Morgan Sintec College's Chinese program. Your support has made our work easier. Our guest of honor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, my final word to the graduates is to congratulate you, and I say congratulations to all of you, and I wish you the best in your future endeavors. Today, as we celebrate your success, remember that you are to start another journey. Morgan Sinte College is proud of you. Makoro Koto, Amshlope, Sheshe. Thank you.
Thank you very much， 谢谢，非常感谢我们摩根师范学院院长接下来。现在 it is an honor to invite the Confucius Institute Director at the University of Zimbabwe to give us a speech. 非常感谢，我们现在欢迎津巴布韦大学孔子学院的院长来。
非常感谢安维老师他主持的非常好。我记得他以前在津巴布学习汉语的时候，我在中国那时候，他总是跟我就是给我联系发短信说，Thank you so much, MC, the Madam Principal, guest of honors, and all respected guests. It's a great honor, for me to stand here representing the Confucius Institute as a director. Every time I stand up as a director, sometimes I look back and say, do I really deserve to be a director of the Confucius Institute? And sometimes I feel like I don't deserve to be in that position. But anyway, it is by God's grace that I managed to do Chinese and ended up being where I am. I would like to start by thanking all those who made this event possible, especially the teachers, Komenda Laoshi, Anwei Laoshi, for making it nice like this, and especially the head of this school, because I don't think they would allow people to bring, you can see what is stuck on the back there, all this stuff, if she was not in consent with the arrangement. So thank you so much, madam, for this endeavor. I think this is the first time at this institution to have such an activity. If there was any event like this before, I don't know about it. I just know this one. So thank you so much. And Mr. Chinanjavana, we owe you a lot as the Confucius Institute, for your initiative, for your passion also to be, you allow yourself, you always allow yourself to be used, to represent, especially this Chinese club, to make it a success. So we thank you so much for that effort. I'm very certain that one day the Confucius Institute will make a decision to say, let us recognize this person who is working hard. I think this is the beginning of what we're saying. Let's do something for such people, including the headmaster, the principal. We need to do something at least to recognize the efforts, even when we are going to give the report, because right now we will be taking pictures and also report to the funders, who are the handbag. When they see things like this happening, they will be very happy. And I'm sure in our future activities, they will be willing to sponsor more and more events like this. We really want to have more of such events because as the Confucius Institute, our mandate is very simple. It's to spread the Chinese culture and the Chinese language, not in a negative way as other people think, but in a positive way. If you check in the history of the Confucius Institute and even in the existence of Chinese language in our country, it is something that has been, for a long time, being accepted, sometimes with resistance. When people would say, okay, I want to do the language, but they would question, why should I do the foreign language, Chinese? Why not do it Tonga? To such an extent that at one point some people went even on to say, why do we need Chinese in Zimbabwe? If you check even on the internet, you find some criticisms like that. But let me tell you this afternoon that this is the right option. For me, it was the greatest option that I ever made. It was the greatest decision that I ever made, in my life, to take Chinese language as a course, which is my life now. It changed my life. Let me just talk to those who are graduating here, those who did Chinese for the past few years. That at one point I was just like you. At one point, I was a teacher. I used to teach Shona at Karoe High. As a teacher, one very active Shona teacher. I was also a Zimsek marker at that time. But my life, didn't end there. Where I was, I was looking at the hierarchies. So I was checking the HOD, aiming to be an HOD one day. And maybe probably promoted to a senior teacher. And maybe go up the ladder to the deputy headmaster. And I was looking at the headmaster's position and I was saying, I don't think I'll get there. It's too high. Because the guys who were there, they were learned people. And I was just a simple person, with probably no qualifications for such a post. But that was my aim, that I rise through the hierarchies up to that level. But now, within the space of 10 years, through learning Chinese language, I managed to skip some of the, post, the HOD post I never had a chance to hold it. I was promoted, to a senior lecturer and the chairperson of a department, now the director of the Confucius Institute. I really want to encourage you that, your Chinese is not going to leave you the same. Chinese language is going to take you very far. If you continue to do well in Chinese, it's going to take you very far. I remember very well, the statement that I was saying just now, about Mr. Anyway. There's a time when he was a teacher and I was in China, I was doing my studies. And every day he would, try to have a conversation with me. I didn't know him, but I don't know where he got my details. So he contacted me, started telling me that, I'm doing Chinese, this and that, I know you are doing Chinese, I want also to start. He was teaching some at that time. And every time he would show me the characters, on the wall, where he was, in his room. He would write the characters, put them on the wall. So he would take the pictures, send them to me. And it is that passion that motivated me to say, I think this person deserves something. And I remember very well in the year that he was admitted in the University of Hebei. It was way after other applications had been done for scholarships in other universities. I think you were rejected, right? Or you were not considered for the scholarship at the USF. I don't know what had happened, but he was not considered for the normal scholarships. And our school at that time said, I want Zimbabweans who work hard like you to come to this school to start masters. So I started thinking, who can I connect with this opportunity? And he was one of the people I thought of. There was another girl at that time, but she couldn't get the opportunity. He was the only one later who got that opportunity. So I managed to talk to the school, he brought the papers, we sent them to the school, and he was accepted, he got the scholarship. And he's doing very well. When I received him at the airport, I told him very few words. I don't know if you remember very well. He remembers more, I know. But some of the words that I told him is, you don't need to make friends from Africa when you're in China. Make a lot of Chinese friends so that your Chinese will improve. It was not a way of, it doesn't mean that we hate Africans or we hate Zimbabweans. But when you go to China, when you get an opportunity to get into the environment where the language is spoken, you need contact with the language. So some of you right now are discouraged. You feel your Chinese is not improving. You've been studying Chinese for a long time and it's not coming out. You try to speak, only ni hao comes out. When you try to go beyond ni hao and say, you say that, you documents go error. You find yourself stammering or that. But to tell the truth, one day when you are going to get into the environment where you are going to work with the Chinese, one day you are going maybe say to teach the Chinese language in school, your Chinese will start to improve naturally and you get to that point. So never give up, that's what I want to say. So for him, I was encouraging him because I remember that time when you ask him, but now he's one of the best. I'm even afraid that my Chinese is no longer as good as his. He's now far ahead of us because of the passion. Can you play that for him? Okay, so today I'm just here also to open up your mind. I don't want you to be people who live in a cocoon, who always think that I should be employed for me to make money. I should always be attached to the Chinese for me to make money. I should always go to China and make money. When I finished my course in 2011, which was my first master's, my master's in teaching Chinese as a second language, I told myself that though Zimbabwe's economy is not good, I want to go there and make money. With my Chinese, I need to go there and find something to do. And that was the commitment that I gave to myself. I remember my colleague who was with me, he decided not to even come back to Zimbabwe. He's still there. But all I know about him is he's working for visa fees and just living kind of like luxury life in China, but doing nothing in Zimbabwe, which is not a good thing. What is important is for us to learn this language, come back to Zimbabwe, invest, use our knowledge, help the companies to grow, do something that will make money. But I know that as I'm speaking right now, some of you are saying, how am I going to make money? Look, I'm just a teacher, and this Chinese is not even enough. It starts from your mind. If you want to be successful in anything, all you need to do is to change your mindset, because it is the mindset that controls everything about you. Your Chinese is enough for you to make a lot of money. I remember one guy who is now at the same university where I was. This guy never came to the University of Zimbabwe to study Chinese as a degree program, but he came, doing it, the program Chinese language as a social class, which is the short courses. And after studying HSK 1, he went to town, opened a college to teach Chinese HSK 1. And he was still a student. He's still learning Chinese and he's now teaching Chinese to level 1. And he's studying for level 2. He didn't have a job, and that was his only source of income. When he passed level 2, he went on to introduce level 2 at his school. So when we identified that guy, we said, this guy has potential, why not promote such a person? He got a scholarship. Now he's at the same school where I was. He's doing his master's, he's about to finish. And these kids, all of them can speak very good Chinese. So it's the mindset that will control you. It's up to you. What you want to do with that Chinese, it's really up to you. You can choose to take the certificates, put them under your bed, and sleep and say, I can't speak Chinese. When you meet the Chinese in the street and say, Ni hao, or when you come to an occasion like this, you say, Ni hao. Or you can choose not to ignore the certificate, or even if you didn't do the HSK, and you say to yourself, the little that I know about Chinese, I want to do something for myself. I want to do something for my country. If you have such passion, I'm telling you, the sky will be the limit. To the schools where you are going to be teaching, you can choose to open, clubs. Yes, it's one way of doing it. But sometimes you will not benefit much, but I'm not discouraging you. Go and do that. This is the first, I can say maybe the only tactic that you can do to open up for avenues, to open up for opportunities, which are unlimited opportunities. Make yourself known through your profession. If you are dedicated, to teaching Chinese, you are going to do more than just teaching on a club, because there are going to be people who identify you. Some people say, we hate that you are teaching Chinese. Can you just do, some weekend classes for us? And now you have an extra job. During the holidays, there will be people looking for you because they want to be taught Chinese. Now there is a high demand for Chinese language in this country, more than what you can ever imagine. Right now we have students who are finishing their A-levels. Their parents, they are looking around where to send their kids. Should I send them to America? Should I send them to UK? Education in America, education in UK is very expensive. But when you go to China, it's very cheap. I was checking on the internet. If you want to do a degree in UK, you need £7,000 per year. But if you want to do the same degree in China, it goes for $2,760. So education in China is very cheap, which means we now have a lot of Zimbabweans who go there to start Chinese. And most of them, before they go, they want to be taught Chinese. So they look for people who can teach them, and you are nowhere to be found. You don't think that, the opportunity will look for you at any time. You need to be ready for the opportunity now. So you need the preparation, and the preparation starts with your mind. Wherever you go, make yourself get known. It was one of my options, one of my ambition to be known that I can speak Chinese. So when I was at school, in China, I remember very well that, even the university would say, they were saying, like, he doesn't qualify to be a lecturer in Chinese. Because they were looking at my background, saying, he did Bachelor of Arts and he became a teacher. Now he's out of nowhere, he's saying he can speak Chinese. Is there any proof? So I used to do videos, post them on YouTube. Speaking Chinese, sometimes doing translation. I would do those videos, post them everywhere, until our university, the University of Zimbabwe said, I think he can. Let's try. And that's how I got my job. And that's how I came to be where I am. Which is the reason why when I started my speech I said, I don't think I deserve to be where I am. Because I have a history which disconnects me from where I am now. But I was connected through passion, through vision, through ambition. And it is this ambition that I wanted to transport to you and make you feel the same way I used to feel, when I think of Chinese. Every time I would think of Chinese, every time I would say, one day I'm going to do great things with Chinese. I used to write a certain statement, every time before I started to study Chinese, I would say, I want to do great things with Chinese. And then put a full stop, then I started to do the characters. So when you do that, the drive behind, it's so strong that even the difficultness of the character will not disturb you. Even if it becomes so tough, you say, I have a goal, I have an ambition, I have a vision, I want to achieve this, I want to get this thing, and I want to get there. And I'm still not there. I still have a vision. I haven't achieved what I want. And that's the same vision that I want you to take as you get out of this school. It should not end here. It's not a mission to be promoted or to be recognized by the school only, but for the society to know that you exist, for the society to know your skills and your, the kind of help that you can offer to the society. Right now, there are a lot of opportunities that I just want to avail to you. Some of them, most of you, right now you are thinking, look, it's just teaching maybe in translation. But you can also be a writer. And I don't think that field is full now. For us, we did the Shona Chinese Dictionary, which I, whenever I go out, I'm proud of that because it was one of my, greatest achievements. When I was doing my course at the University of Tianjin, I was doing my master's then. When I started to say, I want to come up with the Shona Chinese Dictionary. That was in 2008 when I started this thing. And I was still a student, and my Chinese was not very good. And I started combining the words, the Shona words, translating them into Chinese, until I came up with this in 2015. But this is nothing compared to what you can do. You are teachers, you trained, you know the pedagogy, you have been through professional training for education. And look, the government already put in place something for you. They said Chinese can be taught in schools now. So who is supposed to write the books for the Chinese courses? We are still waiting. The government cannot implement that without you. The government cannot implement the policy to teach Chinese in every school without the books. There are no books. There are no teachers. So who is supposed to do that? And who is supposed to eat that money from the sales of the books? So it is one opportunity that I want you to take very seriously and try and explore that. But that's not the only one you can do. You can choose to proceed with Chinese, just Chinese, be a translator, be a professional speaker in Chinese. You can choose to start your own school just for Chinese and forget about being employed and waiting for the 31st of the month. Sometimes you need to think outside the box. And this is what I want you to do. As you go out, find a way out of your Chinese. Think of something that will give you something. When I came back from China in 2011, the first thing I did before I was employed by the University of Zimbabwe was to try and approach every college which was in Harare and try to open up a new center for teaching Chinese. And I managed to open one in Spaces. So before I was employed by UZI, I was already teaching Chinese in Spaces, getting some money. And when I got the job from UZI, I had to leave that job for other people. So create employment for other people. Do that. Go and make money. So, ladies and gentlemen, I can speak and speak and speak and waste much of your time. All I wanted to say today is what you did in this school should not end here. The certificate you got, they should not be for showing to the people, but you should exhibit the knowledge. Try to implement each and everything that you learned, and you will see yourself excelling. You will get to greater heights. Everything will change. Life will be something else. When you look back and say, wow, is that me? Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, HSK Director Dr. Mshangwe。十分感谢我们津巴布韦大学金棒洪院长李开明博士。Just your voice. Round of applause, please.
老师们、同学们，你们好，我叫加拿大柴峰，我的中文名字是柴峰。
我叫李永祥，
我的名字是朱北杰。
祝愿你们都过得好。
今天是多年深植学习的成果，是对你们成功的庆祝。
别人有心你们做的日本梦光，未来中华为例。
回想你们的友谊，你们总是跟和亲密的朋友在一起。
别人懂得有的来有喜有少，我们的游戏尽管我们的票有意我们有。
但毕业更是一种成长， 他带给我们生的称毕业就是这样。
他本你们总是一个，你们长期手术总是未来。
祝贺你们毕业做得好。
谢谢。
大家好。上有人李白，全身汤北狗，拜水手东升，洗地以为别，骨盆万里江，浮游鸟迹，老师古身上，回首自自车，小小把门名，谢谢。
也十分感谢，十分感谢举家同学他们在那边也在学习汉语啊。有的人刚才可能就觉得他为什么一直在说中文呢？我们什么都听不懂，怎么办呢？I'm sure most of you guys are like, why don't you have a translator? We want you guys to come and learn Chinese language so that next time when people like this one speak, you should be able to translate. 非常好，十分感谢你们。Thank you for the encouragement. Let's proceed with our program. I'm now requesting the principal to introduce the guest of honor.
Thank you very much, Director of Ceremonies, ladies and gentlemen. I now invite Mrs. Sadaitwa, who is standing in for our Director, Mrs. Nai, who is not around today. Thank you.
The Director of Ceremonies, Ms. Kimatereke, the Principal of Morgan Intake College, Mrs. Kaseke, Confucius Institute Directors, Dr. Mashangwe and Professor Ugo, Senior Government Officials here present, Head of Primary Schools here present, members of Morgan Intake College, lecturing and non-lecturing staff, graduates, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to you all. I'm sure there's a Chinese way of opening these pages. It is a great honor for me to officiate at this grand occasion where we are witnessing the successful completion of a Chinese language study program at a number of levels. This is indeed a day to remember for all of us, including the college staff, the graduates, relatives and friends. It is the culmination of great effort and sacrifice, a culmination, radiation of dreams. The Chinese language program is meant for students in tertiary education because it widens world experience. The course level that you have attained will not only serve as a symbol of a personal gain and advancement, but national development and cultural inclusion also. Currently, there is a huge volume of trade between Zimbabwe and China. For many Zimbabweans, China has become a destination of choice, be it scholars or business people. Obviously, this Chinese language program has the potential to strengthen trade and break cultural barriers between the two countries. Language being an important tool in forgoing relations between people, this program will make it possible for Zimbabweans studying in or visiting China to learn skills and apply them for our economic development. The growing number of Chinese immigrants in Zimbabwe also reinforces the usefulness of the learning Chinese language. As for you, the graduates, I urge you to be agents of change by being among the first few students to learn Chinese language. You blessed the trail. Now you should help to spread it. You have to spread the language to all the corners of the country. Your job as learners makes it easy for you to pass the knowledge of Chinese language to many people. You also need to improve yourselves in terms of Chinese language acquisition by attempting higher levels of the course. The program has made you special. You must live up to the expectations of the college which put you on this course. You have to realize that for the course to empower you fully, you must improve yourself and extend the horizons of your knowledge and experience. To the staff and your instructor, thank you for producing another crop of Chinese language students. You performed a sterling job. I also want to give special commendations to the spouses, relatives, and friends of the graduates for giving the graduates support. Finally, let me, ladies and gentlemen, say to the graduates, Makoro Koto, Amfrobe, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you very much. 大家再一次掌声。Let's round of applause, please. 谢谢。请Roosevelt 中学Roosevelt， 谢谢大家一起掌声。
老师们、同学们，大家下午好。我的名字是于双，我很高兴认识你大家，他是我好朋友。
我的名字是李小天。
谢谢，十分感谢我说话在山里非常好，谢谢Roosevelt去了。
Thank you so much, Roosevelt girls. Right, let's proceed with our program. I'm sure we have been talking of certification. We have now come to that moment of truth where we need to witness the certification that has to be done. And I ask the ladies responsible to take over.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to start with those who are for special awards. Those who are going to win the special awards.